Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Chess Learning. This is my first YouTube video and I have started this channel to share with you chess knowledge and some cool chess games. Now today I am also with a very cool chess game of Mikhail Tal, the magician, and there is interesting story related with this game which I am going to tell you during this game. So here Mikhail Tal is playing against Vladimir Akopian. Now, the Vladimir Akopian was at that time a very young player, and here Mikhail Tal is white with white pieces, and Vladimir Akopian is with black pieces. So let's start this game. The Tal started this game with e4, then c5, Sicilian opening, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, d6, then white castles, bishop d7, rook e1, knight f6, c3. Now the idea of c3 is to make the way for the bishop, because after black plays a6 and the white wants to uh, place his bishop on the a4 e8 diagonal, pressurizing that diagonal and pinning that knight. So here c3 is a forced move, I think. Then a6, then bishop e4, then c4, then d4, then c takes d3, bishop g5, e6. The idea of e6 is to play bishop e7, then queen takes d3, bishop e7, bishop takes f6, g takes f6. Now you can not play here bishop takes f6, because after that queen takes d6 will be the obvious move from Tal. So you have to play g takes f6, then bishop takes c6, bishop takes a6. Now this game is here the game is in the middle stage, and the computer here shows a very equal game between this two player. Now here Tal plays c4, sorry, it was black turn, c4, the Tal plays c4, then black castles, then Tal uh, takes out his last pieces by playing knight c3, king h8. Now here the idea of king h8 is to diverse, means to create a diversion for the black pieces and to move the black pieces to the king side of the white. So rook at a goes to d1, rook g8. Now the black continues according to his plan. Now you can see that rook is placed in the firing line of the white's king. Then king e3, sorry, queen e3, queen f8, knight d4. The idea of knight d4 is to create the space for the white's queen. Now also now I am going to tell you this interesting story that here Tal offered the draw to black. Now this is the 17th move of the game, and Tal offered the draw, but somehow Vladimir refused, because he shows some interesting chances for him, because you can see that the black's white bishop is placed on a very good diagonal, a8 h1 diagonal. Rook is in the firing line of white's king, so he refused the draw and played rook c8, then f4. Now here the engine suggests instead of f4, the Tal should play knight takes c6, because the bishop was creating a lot of pressure on the g2 square, and also the rook is on the same file, same open file. So black have to play rook takes c6, then b3, then queen g7 and g3. Now this is a very good position for the white, as you can see that black has seriously no moves here, because what can black play here now? The all the tempo, I think all the activity of the black species are, I think, stopped. Now black has here no idea, but white can clearly go for queen a7, pressurizing the b7 pawn and all that. So the computer here engine shows a very excellent position for the white. But anyways, here Tal played f4. So after f4, the black immediately saves his bishop to d7, then b3, then bishop d8. Now black wants to free his bishop and want to give him activity. Then knight f3, b5, queen a7. Now here the idea of queen 7 is to pressurize the black species, because here is you can see that the bishop d7 of black is quite undefended here. So here black plays bishop c7. Now instead of bishop c7, here the engine shows that black has to play bishop a5, because after bishop a5, if white tries to capture the bishop, that queen takes d7, then bishop takes c3, then white has to play rook e2, is the obvious move for the white. Now here the engine shows a very good position for the black. So but anyways, let's see what happens in the game. Is that bishop c7 black played, so queen takes a6, then b takes c4, b4. Now Tal didn't take that pawn and played b4. Here queen g7, threatening the checkmate on g2. So g3, d5, e takes d5, bishop takes f4. Now bishop takes f4. Now here the pawn on g3 is pinned, so king f2, adding a support to the g3 pawn. Then here black plays f5. Now here there is one tactical play the black has missed. I think the computer shows here that black can win a piece with e takes d5. Now here white has to play knight e2. Knight cannot capture the d5 pawn after e takes d5, because then the pawn on c4 will be unstoppable. So black plays knight e2, then bishop h6, then rook takes d5, bishop e6, rook d6, c3, rook c6, rook takes c6, queen takes c3, queen takes c6, rook c8, queen e4, queen f8. Now here a3 is forced because b4 pawn is under threat, so black can play c2, then knight d4, black can promote his queen, so c1 equals to queen. Now you have to forcefully capture that queen, so knight takes c1, bishop takes c1, then knight takes e6, f takes e6. Now as you can see that clearly the black is a piece up, and black has forcefully forced white to play the forced move. So the f5 now, anyways, the black plays f5 because he is threatening the white's knight on c3. So he takes white takes g takes f4. White takes the bishop and allowing the black to take the knight on c3. So queen takes c3, queen d6, bishop e4, threatening the rook. Now there is only one square left for the white's rook is d4. So rook d4, rook g7, d takes e6, bishop c6, knight g5. Now bishop after bishop c6, knight g5 is quite forced because there is a mat on there is a forceful mat on f3. So you have to apply the support on f3 square. So knight g5, then rook g5, rook takes g5. Now the engine shows this is the blunder for black because here the Tal is completely winning. Now if you want to see that how it is a blunder, then you can pause the video and think what did the Tal has played. After I think it was the six moves, after which the black resigned the game, which the Tal was offering him at the draw. So Tal played queen e5 check. Now here after queen e5 check you have only move rook g7, then rook d8 check, sacrificing the rook and taking the queen on c3. Now black has no option but to take the rook. So black takes rook takes d8, queen takes c3, f6, e7, rook a8, queen takes f6, bishop e4, rook g1, rook takes a2 check, and king e1. And after this move the black resigned because you can not win this game anyway. Your rook on g7 is pinned, and in the next move you are getting a checkmate from the white's queen. So there is no move here for the black. So this was the last classical game of the magician Mikhail Tal. Hope you have liked the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and let us meet in the next class cool game of the chess. Thank you.